review a contract, and all of these go by the organized. Because about the declaration that let's make sure the pyramid is on board and make sure the legislative people will feel so that it's so people being there. Merci. Look, I mean, we have the ball guy. We're at a place where the content is so polarized that you have the content is so the content is not true. The content is not politics. I don't know what to say. After the election, and it comes together as people who can content us. The only way is we can see everything. That's all it is. Where we going? I mean, we saw this situation and this situation. You don't see it. That's what they abuse themselves. You are to do what they want to do to continue to advance the whole agenda. You got to put yourself as a president. Why are you president? What do you want? What kind of person do you want to see? In the next 10 years, maybe in the next several years, but it's so and have the content people just put them in there just if there any action going to put it down, do the right action, we'll find a way. We all have that divine support. Divine support, protection, the world. service. And it is that dedication and that passion that you have for this country that you continue to exhibit day by day. Both continue to push for our welfare together. This government has committed to ensure that the security sector will be prioritized because the dead of the system of that the fuel economic development without security. So we will continue to push for the welfare of the provide the necessary incentives that are needed to be able to advocate, make sure to get a speed up this development that then on the front of the nation. I'm proud of exactly. We must be very careful. Decisions are not being made in our capital. They are being made in foreign capital. The Liberian people must be left to determine their destiny. Not nobody has any concerns about will President Taylor step down, I will step down. And you see, over the past 7 days, we've lost thousands of rockets in Maruja, killed more than 1,000 people. If I were not here, there would be bodies all over the ship. I thank God that He could have laid on my heart that the presence of peacekeepers will come to be extremely necessary to redeem us and to save our people. But after time, we will receive them. And I will thank over my office. The economy is growing. They have imposed arms embargo. I cannot defend you adequately. They have imposed economic sanctions. The economy is growing. I am convinced that as long as I'm here, you will continue to die. And therefore, I have decided that because it is not just about being in power, that you, the people, matter. You will be out of here in the twinkle of an eye. And I say, yes, 10 minutes I should have come first. If we respect the Constitution, a government formed in Atlas, the power of the world, let them come forward. Let that government come to the A judge will respond to riot scenes and stuff. Maybe now with the thought of students and stuff, but the PSU officer that come, just sit down in the basement all day. If they ain't got nothing to do on some of these days, let them walk the beat, familiarize themselves with the community. Let them work closely with these zone and depot commander. So in the night when you respond, because we don't have proper address system. I mean, so that so days you're gonna say that we ain't got nothing to respond to. Obviously, you just sit in the basement. Yeah, and we understand because when the work starts, sometimes you can work 3-4 days, or even resting as well. But if the officer sitting down here, they ain't got nothing to do, let them walk the beat. It's not like you don't have anything to do. You can respond from anywhere. Let them start to walk the beat. You break the time back into black again, so that if an officer is assigned in his black at night, and somebody have a distress call, you know how to easily respond to them. Because while you walk the area, you familiarize yourself with the community, you exchange number with the people. When we talk about community-oriented policing philosophy, that's what we're talking about. To familiarize yourself with them, so the people who you serve, most of the time, when PSU and ERU deploy at night, the people are already going to bed. So the good work you don't do, they don't even see it. Because they're sleeping. But if you start, the officers who are not doing anything, you start to put them on the beat, walking the beat during the day, engaging the community member, introducing themselves to them. At least let people feel protected, let them feel safe. It doesn't require that much. I think we're doing okay, but we have the ability to do way better. Way better. Way better. Look, it's an opportunity for each and every one of us. It's a privilege to be at this leadership level at LMP. It's not anybody's right. Nobody has a right to it. And if you can't make it, we'll push you up, put somebody in. I beg you all. I trust your ability, and that's why you're in these positions. If you can't justify your inclusion, I'll cut you off.
All hail Liberia Hill. This glorious land of liberty shall long be ours. Another day, another time, another opportunity afforded us. The good, the bad, the evil, the ugly. We all benefit from the 24 hours. But the question here is, what have we to do with our 24 hours? This is the most informative early morning companion, the positive show that sets your day's agenda, discussing national issues, making your own input. Because lazy hand make a man poor, diligent hands bring him wealth. I'm grateful to be counted amongst the living. My first thanks and appreciation goes to the Almighty who made it possible that I'm seated pretty tight this morning to have conversation with you. It is not because of my technical know-how. It is not because of my affiliation, but by His special grace. That's why whenever I seize the opportunity to sit before the microphone, I recuse myself and allow Him to take center of all that I do, because I owe it to my country and its people. As a journalist, I have the responsibility to uphold and defend the integrity of this noble profession. And how do I go about doing that? To safeguard the airwaves from misinformation and disinformation. And the worst thing about it, our society is polarized. The media is polarized. So we prevent every form of invectives. We maintain the sanity and morals of our society. As usual, we take the flat surges from the Rabat International Airport. Commodity reports. Our health tip. The vehicular traffic movement for Monrovia and its environs. And we're going to talk to those issues that matters. Too many things to talk about this morning. And I'm grateful to have you following us wherever you are. Just leave your comments. We're going to post it and highlight your participation this morning. Let's say good morning to you, Eric Valentine Pine. How you doing? Following from district number 5, Montserrat County. Thank you so much for joining us. So my name is Rufus Divine Cunning. I lead and other follow first among equals. Of course, I'm destined for greatness. Let's also say thanks for joining us, Emmanuel Kotu, Raw E-Raw. Thank you so much for following. And I always love to encourage you with the passage that says, Isaiah 60 verse 22, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. So we play you commercials. When we come back, we start to talk the talk and walk the walk. This is The Positive Show, right here on Love Radio 105.1 and Love TV Live on Facebook.
If you want extra small money for the things that you're not expecting, let me tell you about Momo Loan. The fast and easy way to be free with money problem. Momo Loan, the new way of taking care of things when you not get money. The first thing you got to do is to register star 156 *5# and you will select extra cash. Hey man, that one, that easy credit there. Momo Loan, they're not just giving you money, they are making you strong financially. Momo Loan, that your fallback position, that you're dependable. Go get it. Don't wait, go register today and control your money power with Momo Loan. Momo Loan, extra money for the things that are important to you. Hey dear, I guess you need a little extra cash for those unexpected expenses. Introducing Momo Loan, your quick and easy solution to financial freedom. Momo Loan is your cash flow, extra cash when you need it, offering users quick financial support for things that truly matters. It's simple. First, you gotta register. Just dial star 156 *5# and select extra cash. And remember, with Momo Loan, we are not just giving you cash, we are empowering you with knowledge for a brighter financial future. Momo Loan is your cash flow, extra cash when you need it. Let's go. So don't wait. Get started today and take control of your finances with Momo Loan. Momo Loan, extra cash for the things that matter.
Are you ready for the chance to win big? Love FM 105.1 and Win Liberia proudly present the Big Show Raffle Draw. Get ready to win amazing prizes every month we are giving away fantastic price package. A stunning 48-inch smart TV, a 4-month data subscription of your choice, and a 4-month Netflix account, all in one package for our lucky winner. How can you enter? It's easy. Lone Star Cell subscribers, dial 255 star 45 hash and follow the simple instructions. The Big Show raffle draw starts on June 30th, and the first draw is August 1, 2025. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. For just $250 Liberian dollars, you could be the lucky winner. The more you play, the higher your chances of winning. It's the Big Show raffle draw. You can't afford to miss it. Power by Win Liberia and Love FM 105.1. For more information, call 0886 946151 or 0778 249053. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's the Big Show raffle draw. You can't afford to miss it. Okay, time is fast spent. We can advertise the goods and services to make them go fast for you. Welcome to your early morning companion of the Positive Show right here on Love Radio 105.1. Let's say good morning to you and thanks for joining us, Lorena Dwyer. Thank you so much for joining us as well. Says if you join us on our live feed, just leave your comments there and we're going to recognize you. So let's quickly go to the exchange rate from the Central Bank of Liberia as of yesterday. The Central Bank posted on its website. The buying rate is 198.7 and the selling rate is 201.4. So the buying rate is 198.7 and the selling rate is 201.4. So that does it for the rates, the exchange rate. Let's go to gasoline, the sale of gasoline. On the pump, you have gasoline sold for 800 Liberian dollars, while you have fuel sold for 850 Liberian dollars. Quickly, let's rumble through and take you to our next point here, and that has to do with the weather report. The weather report for today. Of course, today is Tuesday, the 24th day of June. So the weather report today, we have 79 degree Fahrenheit and precipitation is 25%. Humidity is 86%, and the wind is blown at 4 meters per hour. So it's cloudy right now. As we go further, we pray to have a better weather, conditions. So if you are leaving your homes, make sure to prepare yourself adequately. That's why we thought it wise to bring you the weather report each time we have the opportunity to sit on here. So make sure that you look out there. Don't be carried away by the little sun that you're seeing. It's cloudy out there. All right. So let's quickly take you to the flight schedules there at the Roberts International Airport. The flight schedules there at the Roberts International Airport is next on our radar. Let's quickly get there. The flight schedules at the Roberts International Airport is next on our radar this morning. Let's quickly rumble through. Yeah, too many things to talk about. The G's too much. Yeah. Good morning, folks, and welcome. So let's go to the flight schedules. Arrivals at the Roberts International Airport. We begin with Ethiopian Airlines, flight ET932. We arrive at the Roberts International Airport at 9:45 this morning from Conakry, Guinea. Air Peace, flight P47536. Air Peace, flight P47536. We arrived at the Roberts International Airport at 5:15 late this afternoon, from Accra, Ghana. Our next flight here is Aska Airlines. Aska flight KP20. We arrive at the Rabat International Airport at 5:50 this evening from Accra, Ghana. And lastly, for arrivals at the Rabat International Airport for today, we have Brussels Airlines. Brussels Airlines flight SN1245. Flight SN1245. We arrive at the Rabat International Airport at 7:50 from Freetown, Sierra Leone. So that does it for the arrivals at the Rabat International Airport. We move on to departures from the Rabat International Airport. Ethiopia, that's the Ethiopian Airlines, flight ET932, will depart the Rabat International Airport at 10:45 this morning for Addis Ababa. Ethiopian Airlines, flight ET932, will depart the Rabat International Airport at 10:45 this morning for Addis Ababa. Air Peace flight P47536 will depart the Rabat International Airport at 5:55 this late afternoon for Freetown, Sierra Leone. And so that does it for the flight schedules there at the Rabat International Airport. We quickly move on to our health tip. Yes, it is good that we emphasize on these little things that matters so that it helps put us at the best point of our lives, because mind you, a lot of us ignorantly taking in substances, and at the end of the day we've been bothered by a lot of things. How many of you have experienced this kind of pressure on your heart, and you have that heart fast beats of your heart? I want to encourage you or enlighten your mind on the issue that has to do with your level of Lipton tea intake. For some of you who every morning you must drink Lipton tea, you need to reduce your intake of Lipton tea. Yes, you need to reduce your intake of Lipton tea. It has a very serious issues to do with your health. Reduce your intake of Lipton tea. Yes, all right. And we want to encourage you to drink as often as you can more water. Your intake of water will help your inner organs. Yes, it will help your inner organs, most especially the kidney, the liver, help them to function well, the pancreas, all the kind of stuff like that. So please drink enough water. Do not feel thirsty before you take a bottle of water or just a sachet of water to drink. No. Drink as often as you can, because a lot of us, we do not drink. The only time we drink when we test it or when we take in food. Yeah, then we want to drink. And now let's understand and give you another eye opener. Please, when you are eating, when you go to eat, let us avoid the intake of cold water. Avoid the intake of cold water, because mind you, you are consuming oily food. Then after you have consumed the oily food, or while you are consuming the oily food, the food already hot, the oil there. Then you take cold water. How will you experience fast digestion? Ask yourself. Place the oil in a cold environment and see what will happen there. Place oil, take a bottle of oil and place it in a cold environment. What's going to happen? Like for some of you who normally cook your week food, your weekly food, put it in the fridge, you see what can happen, right? The oil will be frozen. So take For instance, the normal habit when you eat and you take cold water, you drink it. What can happen in your system? How that oil, instead of the kidney breaking down those fatty stuff and things, it takes time. That's why you feel so bad. You want to throw out and all the kind of stuff and things like that. Avoid the intake of cold water during meal. Take a room temperature water while you are eating and drink. A room temperature. Avoid the cold water. For some of us, we used to like that thing. Oh, when I eat, I'm taking my cold water. I haven't eaten yet. So we notice that it has a serious effect on us, especially our digestive system. So we try to limit the intake of cold water because it's not healthy for our body. All right, it's not healthy. So let's move further. Make sure to keep your environment clean before you eat. Wash your hands because now understand that though we are all friends, we move around and we do things, but especially us male, we frequently use the bathroom. Hmm? This man, he cannot urinate without holding his private part. Goes to urinate after urinating, do whatever, and then come up, shaking his hands. After finish shaking his hands, all the germs and all the kind of stuff, they waste urine and thing that will touch his hands. He won't wash his hands. You don't know to you shake his hands. The next thing, some of us who love to cut our nails with our teeth, we put our hand in our mouth. So avoid the too much shaking of hands. Make sure to always wash your hands when you leave the restroom, when you leave the bathroom, or you from urinating. Please avoid, always wash your hands because, mind you, the germs and all the kind of stuff from the bathroom, carrying it and spraying it to other people, it's not healthy. So let us practice um, a good hygiene so that our society can be free from a lot of diseases and all the kind of stuff. Okay. With that being said, we'll go to our next point here, which has to do with the traffic update. Let me use this time to say thanks to the police authority, the IG and his able lieutenants for the job well done. At least we, amidst the challenges, there are lots of gains and prospects. So where the gains are, we acknowledge, and where the lapses are, we also condemn and make our recommendation. Like I always say, in the morning before these officers leave to go to the various assignment areas, let there be an inspection. Yes, let there be an inspection. Most especially the Painesville area. I've noticed there are a lot of officers within the Painesville area, especially the red light corridor. They still tend to, yes. Some of them, when you pass by them, you say, no, what's happening? So there must be a thorough, inspection along that corridor because a lot of these people, some of them, you see them, they're wearing the badge, they're wearing the flag, they're wearing the uniform, but they are not the only distinction you have. They are wearing the flag and the badge. But some of them, when you see the outlook, it's so damning. So we want to call on the zone commanders in the Painesville area to please look out to get your officers looking tidy and decent. All right? Yeah. As we continue to advocate for increment in your salaries and additional uniforms to be distributed, you yourself, you need to play your own role too. While we're trying to wash your back, wash your front. Being tidy, it won't take anything from you. It will add value to you. Your boots, or the shoes. Make sure they are clean. Not because you are in the feed there, so you will just look anyhow. Make sure to clean. You can add shoe and boss oil on the road. Make sure to clean your boot. Look decent. The way you appear, let this be made known to you. The way you appear, that's how people are going to address you. So your appearance is very important. Your appearance is very important. Don't just because you're wearing a uniform now and the uniform during the day you sweat in that uniform and then you brush it up, at least pour a little small spray and thing on it. The low tempo spray and thing to smell good. You put on that uniform again. You're in the street. The honor shite look very fitty and filthy. No, I mean, we open our eyes on our officers. We grew admiration for the field when we were growing up because the way our officers were dressed. You see a policeman, you admire getting involved with the force. We still have these kinds of people in the force. Yes. So we want to encourage others to see a friend. How some of you can feel, your friends are all looking decent, they get a little one or two, they go buy a uniform. Added to the one that the government gave them. Your outward appearance. Your appearance is very important. It adds value to you. It adds value to you, my friend. I'm talking to you. You. Yeah, you officer, are you there? That you are talking to. Being sloppy or looking wretched is not only sending a negative picture on the government, but also you. It tells the kind of person you are. And normally, these officers that you see in this form and manner, it's so hard to see the females look that way, though. Yes, it's so hard. You, the male, you need to do something about it. The smell. Yes, your smell. When you pass, yeah. People shouldn't say, well, that titty cat. No, people shouldn't question you that. So we respect you. We acknowledge your contribution to the security sector, but we must also point out those ills. And point out the ills. All right. We've also noticed that citizens are getting to the point to always attack officers. This is wrong. Let us condemn it. The last time, in a couple of days, I saw a taxi driver, in a fist fight with a police officer around the Dupont Road area. We want to condemn that and let us all act in accordance. If you are not satisfied with the way in which the police officer is handling issue with you, you have the professional standard. You have a professional standard of the Liberian National Police. Take the complaint. All you need to do, just get the badge number of that person. You take the person's complaint. You take the person complaint to the zone, because that's the first approach. Go to the nearest zone and report the case. If there's no redress, you can go further. Instead of you getting in face fight with the officers. It is wrong. In other Western countries, you don't see those things. You get in a face fight with the officer, he blow you up. That's self-defense. So let us add value to our officers, and to you, the officers. They say the way you cook yourself in tomato cup, they will dish you up with a broom straw. You won't see somebody cooking in a tomato cup and using spoon to dish you. No, they use the straw to dish you up. So please, we know times are hard, things are challenging, but add value. Add value to yourself, add value to the service that you render. And interestingly, I want you to know that something they call familiarity, the B people call familiarity. When people get familiar with you, on certain issues, you tend to lose the respect. Do not familiarize yourself with that bad attitude, because the men know that the only thing you put in an arrest for is to get 1 or 2 cents. Mm-mm. Don't get involved with that. We know things are difficult, but your constant engagement with these drivers and these how you call them, motorcyclists or the keke riders, in that form and manner, it reduces the level of respect and value they should have for you. Hmm? And let me say this to the guys there in the Painesville area, the Painesville City Police. You guys are doing well, but interestingly, most of you, you need to go for thorough training. I've witnessed a lot of unorthodox things that you've gotten yourself involved with. As of this morning, there are a lot of things that you have a straight jacket mandate. People shouldn't stop within the corridors nearing the roundabout. If for any reason a driver park within that corridor, all you need to do, the first approach, is to tell him to leave. Continuously, when you see that person still carrying on the habit, you have the right to put a halt to him and call the police, the national police. To call the national police so that they call the tow truck. I've seen a lot of you with this kind of stick looking with nails on it and placing it on our vehicles. And as soon these people are parked in the wrong areas, and as soon as you walk out to them, they put $50 or $100 in your hands. Then you remove those sticks and you allow the person to take the passenger and go. People are not familiar with that attitude, so they are in violation every time. So, let me violate, I'll get a man a small thing. You are devaluing yourselves. You guys are devaluing yourselves. Yes, you are devaluing yourselves. So we want to encourage you to change your course of action so that you add value to yourself. And most of you, the Painesville City Corporation officers, you need to be decent. Yes. Of recent, you had the distribution of uniforms. Some of you, that's why we say it is just in your DNA to look the way you look, because at least that one suit, your owner had that black suit. There are several black, suits they get around here. You can even go and get the design of that uniform that you have that was distributed. They do a printing of t-shirt, the t-shirt or the collar shirts and thing. They print it for you with the inscription, all the kind of stuff. You wear your badge, you look decent. Your boots or the shoes. Or some of you, you even look even like the car boys who load the cars around that end. So these drivers don't add value to you because you look so wretched. You look so, bad. You guys need to step up your game, all right? So the vehicular traffic movement from the Ramos International Airport Highway onward to the ELW Junction. For those of you who are coming from that route, know that the road is still under construction. They are doing extremely well, though the rainy season have put a little start on the process. But let us know that when you are using that route, do not mind the freeness or the wideness of the road and overspeed. Yes, we have noticed a lot of you drivers are overspeeding in those corridors. It is the rainy season, and most of our roads are not really, yes, it's very smooth. So if you dare, Henry Johnson, thank you so much for joining this morning, my brother. Henry Johnson, long time no see. So if you are there thinking that you have control, the man who made a car said, "Car came." So what more about you who just coming into it and know how to move it? Control the steering, control your level of speed. Drive at a level where you can control when there's any eventuality. Most of the time that we understand, most often some of these accidents that occurred, it derives from the level of speed some of you drive on, and you get so uncontrollable when there's any eventuality. Yes, it gets so uncontrollable. Drive at the level where you can control. When there's any issues, you know how to, yeah. But you are driving at a limit. If there's any eventuality, bam, cohesion, you collide with the vehicle or the pedestrian, and at the end of the day, loss of lives and properties. So please drive at a limit that you can control when there's any eventuality. All right. So let's move further. When you get around you pass the Tinker Village area, get around the rehab end, behind just use the avenue behind former President Weah resident. That road gonna take you in the deeper part of rehab, heading all the way to Dupont Road. When you get around the Dupont Road Market, now before reaching the Dupont Road Market, you have an access to use either by way of the GSA drive-through GSA road, gonna lead you to GSA Junction, or you pass that and get to the Dupont Road Market. Dupont Market gonna lead you up to the Dupont Road Junction, and when you get around the Connex gas station, just use the turn right and use that route here to the Zizi community. Zizi community gonna give you access to Pacopin. It's also gonna give you access to a deeper part of Painesville. That's very interesting, and you can use that route to avoid the Dupont Road traffic and other stuff like that. No, for some of you drivers who are just coming into the city, know that at the Dupont Road Junction, you have what we call Jusu Hassan Jr. How you doing? What we call the traffic light. The traffic light is active in the red light area. The traffic light is active in the Pacopin area. The traffic light is active at the Dupont Road Junction. So please adhere to the traffic lights. I have seen for myself a lot of violation. Drivers are violating the traffic lights. We also have, especially the motorcyclists, they violate the traffic lights in those corridors. We want to call on you. As a responsible citizen, you have your role to play in upholding the laws of the land. You go to other countries, you admire how the people go ahead doing things. But in your own country, you do not want to adhere to these rules and regulations that governs our movement and our safety. Here is it. Why, if for any reason you violate the traffic light and there is a go ahead for the opposite side, while that person is moving with your speed and you violating the traffic light, bam, it's an accident right there. Then who are you to blame? You blame yourself. So please avoid those kinds of violation and act in accordance. Let us abide by these rules. Let us abide by these laws. They are very important. If other countries and their citizens can adhere to these rules and regulations, we too can do it here in Liberia. The folks say, can any good thing come out of Liberia? I say yes. Liberians can do better. Liberians can do best. So let us do it and do it now. The time is now. People are moving ahead, but yet still, we still have that mentality that nothing good can come out of the place, so everything should be lawless. No. As we gradually develop, let our minds be developed as well. As our country It's developing gradually, infrastructurally. We must engage our minds. That's why I always say when the minds are developed, the eyes will appreciate the works of the hands. Let us put aside this whole politics thing and follow those rules and regulations that governs the state. Hmm? Yes. So let's move further. When you get around uh, uh, the right to play area there, just look on your far left, on the opposite lane, you will see a community in a road leading through that community. That corridor is called Pellet Town. Pellet Town, the road there is called the Michael Parkland Francis Road. That road leads as far as behind the health ministry on the Concotown back road. It leads onward to the main 540 corridor there, the back road connecting to the Tutland Boulevard. Hmm? That's very simple. But if you want to use the SD Cooper Road, know that you have little hitches along the way, especially getting closer to the junction, the SD Cooper Junction, where you have the SP gas station, because mind you, you have cars coming from the junction, the main junction end there, and you are coming from SD Cooper. So you gotta wait a little bit and they give you the go ahead before you take that route to get on the Tottenham Boulevard. And for those of you from the Dupero Junction, if you do not want to use by way of GSA coming all the way up to the ERW Junction area, all you need to do just drive through the AB Turbo Road, the Weaver Avenue, going to take you to the ERW Junction area. Those are all areas that are accessible. Hmm? They are accessible. If you do not, you are coming from the Backupping area leading towards town, and you do not want to be bothered with too much of traffic congestion along that corridor, all you need to do, just drive through when you get around the Benson Hospital area. There's a route that leads directly connecting to the main road. But understand, you will have to drive on as far as the red light area because there's no safe passage around there. So you don't do U-turn in that corridor because those areas are all black. So if you want to force your way going up to the how you call it, if you want to force your way going up to the um, Police Academy Junction, you'll be in violation of the traffic rules. So most of you do not have, get connected to those areas. So when you get around the um, the Police Academy, just drive through. Police Academy going to take you to the 72nd Boulevard Junction, Boulevard corridor there, and head on. You drive out to the Boulevard Junction. So let's fast forward. The traffic builds up during the morning hours as effective at 7:30, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. You have the traffic jam. So when you are coming towards town, build in your mind there are detours created nowadays by our Liberian National Police. Now, people say, why is it that the police are doing this thing? Let us understand. These roads need to be accessible. You need to use these roads. The avenues are meant for usage. Hmm? Why the police is doing this is because we found out that the traffic congestion during the morning hours is huge. All of the cars using one route. So to help reduce the traffic congestion, especially on the Tottenham Boulevard, that's why you see the police carrying on the level of detour so that you have access to other parts of the avenues, the various avenues to get to your destination. So it's not something for us to, yeah, even in other countries, these things do happen. But our mindset here, we should use the main single path, the Tottenham Boulevard, we should use it at all costs. No, come on. If you even want to avoid this too much traffic jam when you get around the Bamuma area, all you need to do just drive to, like you're going to the Shacks area, turn on your left. use the Bioprodict ground route. Head on, you into the Fiamma. Fiamma gonna lead you all to the other corridors of the Cinco Bell, heading on to Jonathan Road. Head on, you are the capital bypass, avoiding all of the traffic congestion and the detours all in those middle part of the Tottenham Boulevard. Simple. So with that being said, let's go on to our friends. They're coming from the Calcutta Monrovia Highway. So when you get around the Mount Barclay area and you want to have access to Bushra Island, all you need to do, just drive your way through where you have the modern, is it modern motel or hotel? Yes, drive through. That road leads you as far as the deeper part of Johnsonville. It gave you access to Puebline. It gave you access to Batnasville, and head on drive through Batnasville. Batnasville gave you access to Quebec. Quebec gave you access to Dixville. Dixville gave you access to Caldwell, the White Plains area. You are in the Bushra Island area. And similar to those of you coming from the Bushra Island area and want to have access to the Painesville and the Red Light area, you can use that same route. That's very simple. Very accessible. That's why we call on and appreciate the government for the level of work being done so that our little feeder roads are prepared for usage. It makes things very easy for all of us. So those of you along the Japanese freeway, I was there some part of the weekend. I saw some things there, and I want to call on the attention of the residents in those corridors and the police as well. The Batnasville Junction is a very concentrated area, very huge when it comes to traffic, regulation. The guys in that corridor are doing extremely well, but more needs to be done, most especially monitoring and evaluating the movement of the traffic. You need to understand when, how to go about setting restrictions, because there are people who are at the shoulders of the road, especially when you're turning in the Batnasville area. When you're turning in to head to the estate area, right to the junction there are people on the shoulders of the road. If these people can just dress a little, put a barricade like you used to have, put a barricade that will avoid these people from coming on the shoulders of the road, the closeness of the shoulders of the road. It will help to reduce the kind of tension along the Batnasville Junction area. Yes, so we appreciate the level of work you guys are doing. Now, let me say to my Liberian people, the cleanliness of our city is very important, and let us see this as an emergency for all of us. Let us see it as our own responsibility. If we sit there and allow our streets to be the way they are, it sends a negative picture on all of us. Heard that the government think even diet issues are being politicized, which of course is wrong. How do you feel seeing your streets dirty and you are one of the contributors to the dirtiness of the street? You take the garbage from your business area, you place it right on the sidewalk or on the shoulders of the road. You feel proud. You're sitting there, and that stockpile of diet is increasing by the day. How do you feel? I was so much broken this gone Sunday when I visited my breath community, the Gardnersville supermarket area. I felt so bad. Just before the market, the bus stop there, the place is filthy. Filthy. The place is so filthy. The water is sitting there, and you have people selling right along that corridor. The stench from the water and some of the dirt that you throw there it has a serious health implication. So please, let us see reason in cleaning our environment. Let us help our mothers, our brothers and sisters who have come out to say, yes, we want to be a part of the bandwagon to clean the city. They are not robots. They are humans like yourself. They chose to dedicate their services to country. So when these people go out cleaning these areas, please, for heaven's sake, stop throwing dirt to those places. And there are designated areas that you should throw dirt. Drive your way through right now along before reaching the Bartonsville Junction area there. You see stockpile of dirt along the shoulders of the road. It's wrong. Please. On yesterday, we had the time to go out in the field and we single out some critical issues. And one of those things has to do with the same sanitation issue. Right before, the dirt issue is very serious. The demolition exercise that is ongoing along the Totman Boulevard for the overhead bridge construction, we noticed that these areas that have been demolished are now being used for throwing of dirt, especially around the ministerial complex area where you have Councillor George Bobby Kailondo office. Right in that corridor where you had the Lokevin Bureau. That place is now a dump site. And people feel proud who live in that community. People feel proud who are doing businesses in that area, throwing dirt at that location. That's right at the face of the Totman Boulevard. The introduction to our city center. They throw the dirt right there. And that dirt have been there for a couple of months now. And it's growing by the day. So yesterday we went out calling the attention of the relevant authority and the citizens themselves to kindly avoid throwing dirt in that corridor. And we want to call on the municipal government of Congo Town, the township commissioner of Congo Town. You need to be proactive. It is right within the heart of your township. You are a very energetic young man. Get your folks to do the needful in collaboration with Monrovia City Corporation. Since you do not have the equipment like the dump truck and all those things, get in collaboration with the Monrovia City Corporation so that you have that corridor clean and all the corridors around there clean, and a strong mandate be put in place. If dirt is seen thrown there, you who throw the dirt there must be arrested. Last week, I saw the Monrovia City Police arresting a lady who threw dirt around the area there. In town, central town there. So if we are carrying on these kinds of things, people will get to understand that they have the roles and responsibility to nation. But we are just leaning with the laws that are on the book in terms of city ordinance. And the streets are getting dirty by the day. Now we are in the rainy season. Who knows? We may experience some outbreak. Cholera is still around the corner. Other diseases are emerging. How do we feel? We dress up fine. We go to offices. We leave our communities. in a very filthy area, how do we feel? When our communities are dirty and then we dress up beautifully and say, yeah, come on. That's your own responsibility as a citizen of the land. You owe it to the land to safeguard the space. We've seen a lot of people, most especially those of us who leave our homes early in the morning, people will take dirt from their homes, huge top part of that, place it in their vehicles and drop it at these locations. You take the dirt from where some of them live in Pinsville because they do not want to pay the people who are responsible to take the dirt from the various communities. Gertrude Randall, how you doing? They will put those dirt in the vehicle, in the pickups or the big cars. When they get around these vulnerable areas, they throw the dirt there. It is wrong, my people. Let us be responsible for once. Let us be responsible for once. Let's see this place as our own. No one can develop Liberia except ourselves as Liberians. The foreigners will only come and help, but they will not do it as you are to do it. So let's have love for country. And how can we show the love for country? Is by maintaining the things, maintaining the environment, keeping the environment safe and clean. But yes, with that being said, this brings me to my next talking point. We all know that the ministerial complex has ministries and agencies, and those ministries and agencies that are at that point, we have the CSA, Civil Service Agency, we have the Labor Ministry, we have the Agriculture Ministry, we have the Education Ministry there. Which one? Commerce Ministry. Another one. So we have we have 6 ministries and agencies at that point. By the special grace of God, through our advocacies, our continuous advocacies, we saw that change finally came after several years. It was during the second phase of was it the second phase? Yes, the second phase of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf regime, when the Chinese finally completed the ministerial complex and handed over to the Liberian government. You say the building of that building, oh yes, the entire stretch of that corridor was very bright because of the beautification of the building. So one can say the regime of former President Weah, 6 years plus additional, let's say 8 years since the building was turned over to the leadership of Liberia. 8 years, 8+ years, that building did not experience paint. We advocated the entire 6 years of former President Weah regime. We did not see a fitting paint placed on that building. This regime, in the first year, no paint. Finally, those ministries and agencies put together, and we see now the building have a facelift. The building have been repainted. But what is so disheartening, and which we want to commend the ministers and directors who are occupying those buildings there. But what is so disheartening here is the national symbol, the symbol that represents us and showcases us as a nation is not being respected by those ministers and directors who occupied that corridor. If you are driving and under the sound of my voice, just take your look at the ministerial complex and see the flags, our national flag and the county's flag, how deplorable they are. The state these flags are in, it doesn't represent the caliber of people who are occupying those areas. How much for flag? $10 say plenty. Yes. If you will spend at most $10 for one of those flags. They are talking about the Liberian flag before I come to the county's flag. See the flag. It is so disgraceful. We see the level of vehicles. 75,000, 45,000 vehicles. The caliber of people that dress to go and occupy those offices. The kind of tuxedos, the kind of suits that they wear. And at the end of the day, the symbol that represents the county, the symbol that represents the country is in that wretched form and manner. We want to call on all of you that are occupying that building. It's a shame on you. You leave your very homes in a very decent manner and go to the place where you get your living. And the symbol that showcases you as a national of a particular locale, you are treating it in this form and manner. Like the late Pomapa would say, he said, Pomapa, one of these interim presidents, he said, when you go home, call your children, look at them. So my own word, and paraphrasing it, when you go at the ministerial complex to your very offices, before entering your office, as soon as you enter the compound, look at the flags, how they look. Look at those flags, how they look. Does it represent you? Look at the clothes that you wear and look at the flag that represents you as a nation and a national. Those flags are in a very bad state. They need to be changed. And why some of these flags, or why these flags are in that form and manner, is very simple. I stand to be corrected. But some of us, when we were growing up, we open our eyes on these things. As early as 6 ante-meridian, which is 6 a.m., we used to hear in our ears everywhere that the flags were being hosted. You hear a whistle blown, and that is intended to call to attention and seize every movement. And that flag will be hosted. Dare you, while the flag is being hosted, move, whether it's a vehicle or you are just dragging from one point to the other. You'll be arrested and fine placed on you for the disobedience to the national symbol. 6 post-meridian, 6 p.m. in those locations that the flag was being hosted, the whistle will be blown to call to attention, to seize every movement. And when the whistle is blown, the flag will be brought down And after it is brought down, the whistle will be blown for the continuation of movement. Today, some of these public buildings, we no longer see our flag being respected and hosted as it used to be. Even at police stations, when they raise that flag will remain there from 6 to 6. The 365 days, that flag will remain there until the rain beat it, the sunshine, the rain beat it, sunshine it, until it get tuned up. That's what have happened there at the ministerial complex. Go and see the flag. Since the flag were hosted, they have now been brought down. Rain can it fall on them, sun can it shine on it, and those things, they are clouds. Now they are in that deplorable form and manner. Yet still, the fat salaries takers are seeing it. They close their eyes on it. Where is the love for country? Where is the love for country? That shows that we lack nationalism and patriotism. That's a simple way of showing to us that we do not have love for country. We do not have love for country. See our flags at the various public buildings. Let me say kudos to they are just right opposite us here. There's no connection or so. But let's look across here. And the Election Commission, the flags there, they are very decent. See the flags. There have been a change. That at one point in time, the flag used to be like what other ministries are doing. But since we took on that challenge or that journey to expose these kinds of things regularly, the ministry, the National Elections Commission, periodically change the flag. Always having the flag. Go and see it. Some of you are passing in the vehicle and listening to me. See the flags. Beautiful. Take your drive. Look at the ministerial complex where you have 6 different governmental institutions. Baby people with fat salaries that one man can put in your pocket. It will not even shake. It may be a lunch, part of his lunch money or her lunch money to buy all those flags. They are sitting there in our country, and you have foreigners going to that place. You have different nationals, different caliber of people going to those areas. How do you feel seeing your national symbol in that very wretched form and manner? Hey, my people, for God's sake, let us add value to our nation. And that's some of the things there. Let us add value to our nation. Like we said the last time, we have begun a journey where government assets will be closely monitored, especially vehicles and public buildings. At most 8 o'clock, if this vehicle that is assigned to a director or a minister, 8 post meridian, at most 8 post meridian. If this vehicle that is assigned to a minister or director or assistant director or assistant minister or a particular agency, if it is not a security operation or where we have the LEC and other institutions. We will expose you when these vehicles are parked to places they are not to be parked, especially entertainment centers. Yes, especially entertainment centers. We have our group. We will be on the rampage. It is our right to safeguard our taxes we paid that procured those vehicles for you. It is for our work. It is not for your pleasure. Some of you, you're getting the 36 gallon of gas, 100 plus gallon of gas, and you are doing nothing with it, all just to. And after 3 years, we get you another $45,000 car. Come on, the bus stop at this point. We all must collaborate and uphold the sanity and dignity of public offices, so the citizens, against the misuse of public assets. We are on the rampage, and we'll be taking your photos and stating the locations and time the vehicles were parked and seen at those unusual areas. So watch out. If you think that you can go ahead and misuse public funds and misuse public assets, we'll expose you. And we want to call on the president to act when these people are exposed. Yes. You go to the nightclub, you see government vehicles parking all along the shoulder of the road. And at these entertainment centers, you understand that there are a lot of things go on there. Take, for instance, riot breakup. You taking alcohol, somebody get drunk and threw bottle on the windshield. It becomes the government prerogative. It becomes the responsibility of the government to face that vehicle. So instead of us spending wastefully, we will safeguard the space to make you to act responsibly. So your pictures will be taken and we'll post it on the social media and tell the world the kind of minister or the kind of director you are. All right? So with that being said, we're going to open the lines for a few minutes to chat on some of the things that we've been saying. Then we will come to our major talking point for today. And that goes especially to the young people. 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073. That's 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073 are numbers to call this morning and form part of the program, The Positive Show, right here on Love FM 105.1. 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073 are the numbers to call this morning and form part of The Positive Show. Make a contribution. How can we maintain and safeguard the space as citizens? See our flair. And more to that, go to public functions. The national anthem is being sung. You find people walking, moving. Come on. That's why I continue to call on the Ministry of Education and those relevant authorities to reintroduce the teaching of civics in our schools. A lot of people did not study civics, so they do not know the importance of these things. Your national symbols, the national songs. You're walking, bah, bah. They sing the national anthem, you're walking. And that also goes to us, journalists, members of the fourth estate. When you are at a public area and there is a call for the singing of the national anthem. Remain where you are. If you know you want to take the catchy photos, put yourself in a position before the anthem is being sung. When the anthem is being sung, there is no movement. There should be no movement. But you see, people, even people, law enforcers, violate this. People who you expect to know better, they violate this. Walk in the corridor now where the national anthem is being sung. You see people walking. They get tired because they do not know the value. Go to other countries, you try it, you'll be punished. 0778665073, 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call and form part of the program, The Positive Show this morning. That's how can we better this thing? How can our people, and to you, the instructors, the schools, our elementary schools, junior and senior high schools, we notice that our kids are now learning the national anthem rightly. Hello? Hello? Good morning. Okay. We noticed that our kids are now learning come on. Then you the instructor, you're standing there. The kids are not saying this thing rightly. And he's standing there. Come on, teach the children. For some of you who have the ambition to go and obtain citizenship in the US and all stuff, these are questions you are asked. They even tell you to sing the national anthem of the United States of America. They even ask you these questions that has to do with the national symbols. You say you citizen. You do not know how to say your pledge. The national anthem, you know how to sing it. You do not know the meaning of the colors of your flag. You do not know the various symbols that make up the seal of your country. All these things, they are taught in civics. The politician say, look at it. They teach you the branches and functions of the various government functionaries, the executive, the judiciary, and what? The legislative branch, their functions. And you, as a citizen, your role and responsibility, all these things are taught in civics. But today, come on, we don't care. So our kids are just going through the school and not learning the level of patriotic education that is true obtained. They're not learning it. So that love for country is not there. The love for country is not there. When you tell the child the meaning of the red that makes up your flag, that child will know that, oh yes, I think I need to do all I can to uphold the proud of the blood that was shed for the redemption and the freedom that we now have as a nation. You see? So when these kids get to know the meaning of the colors and the symbols that make up our national, in totality, our national symbols, come on, they grow that sense of belonging. They grow that sense of nationalism and patriotism. Yeah, China go to school. They're singing the national anthem. They even know it good. They even singing it good. The teachers who should be educating them, they're sitting down there too. They didn't say some of them, they don't even know it. Come on. Where are we headed? 077-8665073, 0887-105-105. Our numbers to call this morning. Let's talk about these things that matters. Politics is dividing us. It's not helping us. Politics. Oh, politics, politics. Everything we want to politicize it. Everything we want to politicize it. And leaving out the main issues. I'm a citizen of Liberia. What do I know about my national symbol? What do I know about my national song? Some of you go for interview. Now, learn it today. Some of you go for interview. You say, you are Liberian citizen. The only time you say, sing your national anthem. Oh, yes. They will definitely tell you, sing your national anthem. You know how to sing your national anthem. They just ask you, what's the meaning of the colors of your national flag? You know all that in there. Rather, it's a disgrace. Then you're not a citizen. So these are things that we need to take into consideration. And for those of you who you try tampering with the line, this is not a play. This is something we try to fulfill education. A lot of you don't know these things. So we are talking about it so that you take advantage. It's never too late to learn these things. It's never too late to learn them. It's never too late to act upon them. Then you tend to play with the lines. Come on. The lines are available to make your input. If you have nothing to add on to the discussion, just leave the line. All right? 0778 665 073 105 105. Our numbers to call. Let's get this commercial commitment. When we come back, we take your calls. Are you ready for the chance to win big? Love FM 105.1 and Win Liberia proudly present the Big Show Raffle Draw. Get ready to win amazing prizes every month. We are giving away fantastic prize package, a stunning 48-inch smart TV, a 4-month data subscription of your choice, and a 4-month Netflix account, all in one package for our lucky winner. How can you enter? It's easy. Lone Star Cell subscribers, dial 255*45# and follow the simple instructions. The Big Show Raffle Draw starts on June 30th, and the first draw is August 1, 2025. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. For just $250 Liberian dollars, you could be the lucky winner. The more you play, the higher your chances of winning. It's the Big Show Raffle Draw. You can't afford to miss it. Powered by Win Liberia and Love FM 105.1. For more information, call 0886 946151 or 0778 249053. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's the Big Show Raffle Draw. You can't afford to miss it.
My brother, God can bless anybody.
If you want extra small money for the things that you're not expecting, let me tell you about Momo Loan. It's fast and easy way to be free with money problem. Momo Loan, the new way of taking care of things when you not get money. The first thing you gotta do is to register *156*5# and you will select extra cash. Hey man, that one, that easy credit there. Momo Loan, they're not just giving you money, they are making you strong financially. Momo Loan, that your fallback position, that you're dependable. Go get it. Don't wait, go register today and control your money power with Momo Loan. Momo Loan, extra money for the things that are important to you.
After the commercial commitment, we right back. So our last talking point for today has to do with the statement made by the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives. And this In a context, we're going to actually give an eye opener to you, the young people who always putting your lives on the line. For politicians, you always at the forefront of carrying on violence in the name of standing up for politicians. So understand that politics is about interests, as they often say, and a politician do not have permanent friend. What they do have or go after is interest. Hmm? So listen to Deputy Speaker Thomas Fowler. Afterwards, I will give you an analogy and bring to your attention what I picked from his statement, and that will open the eyes of young people so that they put themselves in the right frame of mind as they go about their interest in politics. So let's listen to Deputy Speaker Thomas Panga Fowler.
So the president said, Mr. President, for me, I'm not usually party man, right? But this government, as long as I'm a local man, I'm from local something, I'm a citizen. And I'm part of this government, I like for the rest of the state. I support this government 100%. I support the president and his agenda. So someone was saying, Thomas Fowler we saw a few months ago, and the P5, the P5. The message for local is one local now. We're moving in one direction. We are moving in one direction, except for one of the police people, we should not move in one direction. Because I was following the water, I was following the river, right? So I know the pictures are out there. So you didn't tell me about the pictures are under the creek. So I was born under the creek, right? Yes. So you won't bring that argument with the social labor. I was following the creek, I know the pictures are under the creek. And for this purpose, we are discussing local council, the unity of local, moving in one direction with the social. Because we believe our country is far beyond time when it comes to development. So for me, I tell people wherever I find myself, development is my format. I like to lead mine. And if we say we're supporting His Excellency Joseph Liman Brother, we must start. See a tree, the tree has branches. The tree stem, it has branches. The branches are those that support the tree. The stem. So if our president for local country is the father of the country, we too have our role to play. The minister, the director, the representative, the deputy speaker. If all of us put support around here, we didn't go far with the very right. So that's why I said I will take the lead. So that we can push my nephew, my uncle,
So you heard him. Too many messages, too many myths grabbed from the statement made by the Deputy Speaker. First of all, let me look in the direction of development. Liberia have had, in particular, Lofa County. Lofa have had the opportunity to bring out a vice president on two separate occasions or regime. The late Harry Pomba Moba, who hailed from Lofa County, was a vice president during the Doe regime, right? And then come now the present president. He served 12 years, the regime of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf as vice president. And there have been lots of sons and daughters who have occupied ministerial positions. Then you tend to wonder, what is going on? Lofa found herself in that state. You've had vice presidents, ministers, directors, senators, representatives, top-notch officials, but yet still Lofa found herself in a state where she were. When I listen to Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala, I know you may not like him for the statement he made because the ideology that you have relative to your alignment with the political party that you are so dear to. But truth be told, it's not only Lofa, but the national interests. If each sons and daughters of the various counties can put aside their political ideology, put aside their political differences, and work collaboratively to develop each of the counties that they represent, Liberia will be amongst the nations that are developed. Oh, yes. I gave you a clear example. You may like it or not, but the people of Nimba, the sons and daughters of Nimba, go to Nimba today. See Nimba of today. They may have their separate disagreements and all the kind of stuff, their own personal issues. But when it comes to the development of Nimba County, visit Nimba today and see how developed Nimba is and developing it is. So if each sons and daughters, irrespective of your political attachment, can say, look, I hail from this county. It's about time we put aside our political jackets and look in the forward march of development for our respective counties. Trust me, development will be the center of our conversation. So when he spoke, what I grab here is, regardless of him coming from an opposition background, he sees in the leadership of the present president the developmental orientation that is required to transform Liberia, or Lofa County in particular. So his pledge to collaboratively work with the president's agenda is in the right direction. You may hate him because in this country, what most of us who find ourselves attached to political parties, we feel when it is not our party, it is not something important, it's not good. When it is not ours, no, it shouldn't be others. That is wrong. That is wrong. He hailed from an opposition political party. But he sees in the leadership the truth of development. In time past, we saw the elections that brought him to the leadership in becoming one of those leaders of district in Lofa County. We saw how brutal it was. We saw lives being taken away, properties being damaged. But this is where he is. This is where he comes from. Said, gone are the days. We did all those things all because they were all about ignorance and all the kind of stuff. But here we are today when we cannot collaboratively join forces to bring about development in our county, to bring about development in our country, we will continue to retrogress as a nation, we'll continue to retrogress as a county. So based on his orientation, his developmental orientation, he sees this as a forward march. He sees this as a means to which that part of Liberia, with the collaboration, regardless of his affiliation with another political party, they can join forces in transforming Lofa County and Liberia at large. So I know people who are from the opposition bloc may disagree with him. It is your right, but logically, it makes sense. Not because it is not the leadership of the party that he comes from that is in power. So if he has the means to develop his county, he should sit back and wait for his party to take power before he carry on any developmental issues in the county. No. Or there's issues when it comes to lobbying for development to come to Lofa, he step on it because it is not his party. These are things that have been over the years holding Liberia hostage from development because our mindset are not from the party. So the party is at the position, I will do all I can to thwart every development I want to come during the regime. These are things that have been happening. So now, let us understand that some of the politicians are now grabbing the sense of belonging. Regardless of my association, regardless of my political stand, regardless of my political attachment, Liberia is the common denominator. In his words, regardless of where I come from, Lofa County is running through my bloodline, my blood. So if there is a means through which I can bring about development and join ranks with the leadership at hand to transform Lofa, to bring about a developmental gains, I will wholeheartedly do it jointly with the leadership at hand. I know it's been politicized. A lot of things have been said. Oh, he says he betrayed, but let's see it befitting. That's why we see in our communities are filthy. We are trying to politicize the issue of diet because now your party, so you take death on your heart. You put it right on the street, on the sidewalk, so that people can see, oh yeah, yeah, you know the party people that they say they were going to clean the country. Yeah, the country, you take the death on your heart. You as a responsible citizen, who should be responsible in your actions? You take death on your heart, you put it right on the quota. You pat that over there, just so that the people who are at the leadership should look ugly. You see that kind of mentality? So, blessingly, a lot of politicians are now developing that sense of reasoning. A lot of politicians are now developing that sense of nationalism and patriotism. From what I gathered from TFAT's communication that I just played, you have grabbed the sense of collaborating to bring about development for Liberia and the place he hails from. If each and every one of you, irrespective of your political affiliation, can join ranks in bringing about development in your communities, in your towns and villages, we can speedily say Liberia is on the right trajectory. Like I said the last time, You don't need to come to power before you do things that will transform the lives of the people that you want to serve. In your little wee ways, you can make greater impact in the lives of the people. And those things that you are doing or you will be doing will serve as a reminder or will pave the way for you so that the people can see reason in electing you. You will not sit down there. The only thing you get to do is to pull them together to demonstrate. The only thing you will do as an opposition is to cause chaos or misinform the people. You can be that agent of change. Where the government is not performing well, you enlighten them, make them to understand that, hey, look, this is this. If they chose not to work in that line and you have the ability to transform the lives of the people in that corridor, do it. Do it. And see, the Liberian people are no longer the way they used to be. Every day, every time, every year that passes by, they learn new things. Before, election used to be based on the person that carried the highest ranks or the person that carried the money and t-shirt that then will win the election. No. We saw the 2023 election. We saw other elections around here. The story have changed. The people want to see tangibles. The people want to see tangibles. It's not how many press conferences you will have or press conferences you will have. It's not how many demonstrations you will organize. They want to see that transformation in their lives. They want to see that developmental orientation taking root. The people in India want to see Baku talk or yeah, Baku talk. They talk and do. Do it. Statement, and it should send a signal to you, the young people, who always at the forefront in the face of violence. Some of you, you are very disappointed right now. You are living with the shame right now. You say, if I had known, yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Somebody who you are in the bush for. You are doing all kind of things around here. There were a lot of bloodshed and all kind of things during the elections there in Lofa County. But today, he have realized that Liberia should be put first, regardless of his political attachment. So those of you that were going beyond your range in doing things, what face do you have now? That's why you, the young people, you need to be very careful how you go about your approach and your dealings with politicians. Like I said, politicians have interests. They do not have permanent friends. I see some of even our friends who find themselves in the media doing all sorts of things, all because of a politician. And I must tell you, if you forget to know that there is a tomorrow, there is life after the microphone, go ahead and do what you find yourself doing. Or in the name of defending a politician. There is a time that is coming that you will not continue to be behind the microphone. If even you are behind the microphone continuously, that space that is afforded you to do what you find yourself doing now, there will come a time that you will not have that opportunity to do it. So what kind of face will you have? Even some of you who find yourself in government spaces. That's why I said the last time, you must watch your steps. Ask the elderly people that you see who have served from way back the line and still serving in government, they are almost like untouchable. People build on their experiences. It's because the way in which they play their card. They put professionalism aside from politics. When you are in a professional space, be a professional. Don't mix your professionalism with politics. At the end of the day, when regime changes, it becomes a problem for you. That's why some of you will drag around the way. You just be hauling and pulling around here until that regime time expired. Is that how it should be? No. Every Liberian, irrespective of your political attachment or your political beliefs, you must have the opportunity to job based on your competence and not on your association with the political party that be or the leadership that is at hand. In as much you are competent and you are from political party C and political party B is in power, you can work in political party B regime because of your professional stand. And that's on the basis of your association, your political association. So most of you young people, you feel that the only way you can work in an environment is for you to join that party or to be in the ranks of the party. Yeah, then you have the opportunity to jobs. No, it should be based on merits and the level of professionalism where you fit. That's why you see a lot of you now, you are disappointed because you feel that because you are part and parcel, or you were part and parcel in the front line, chanting all of the battle cry, chanting all of the slogans and things, going from the trenches to all parts of the urban areas, you felt that it was a gateway for job for you. But how prepared are you? If even there's a means that is available for job, are you capable to work in that area? What's your expertise in that area? Or they will just put you somewhere. The only thing they will just put you somewhere so you might be working. That you want because you've been chanting battle cry. You're behind the party doing the opposition. This that's what you want, my friend. No. That's why when you are going along the way, prepare yourself because the future is there for the prepared ones. Even in the past regime, there were people who got jobs based on their association with the party who were not even competent. Yes. Even at this moment, there are people who are afforded jobs. They are not competent for those areas. So the narrative is changing gradually. The narrative is changing gradually. So you as an individual to not be between the swing, prepare yourself. If party C is at the helm of power and you are from party B, you are capable of working in party C government because of your expertise that you bring to the table. But some of you won't believe, oh yeah, because I battle catcher or I've been in the trenches, propagating the message of the party. Now the party won. It's a mandate that I get a job. No, my man, no, my sister, Nana ain't there. How competent are you? Are you competent? That's what I always say to people, where recommendation will take you. It takes your character to keep you there. Oh yeah, you may be recommended to a ministry, to an agency. Oh yeah. But what are you carrying there? To leave a mark. A transformative mark that even in your absence will be recognized. You see, a lot of our friends in previous regime, they got jobs. They were placed at places that they were not really, they are not prepared for. But they were only placed at those areas because of their association with the party or the inner, yeah. So After the regime, another regime have taken over, and this regime, quote unquote, may be looking at competence. You have been used to staying home, and at the end of the day, salary come to your account. Now, the people who took over now, they are looking at your competence. They are looking at what you can bring to the table. How are you contributing to the forward march of that institution or the transformation of that institution? So if you are a deadweight on that institution, they will spit you out. Then you feel offended. So, oh, they are witch hunting. No. There are people who been you got position in your regime. Now, based on your competence and based on your innovative, posture that you bring to the table, some of them stay on the job. Some of them are doing extremely well, regardless of them being part and parcel of the previous regime. So you, the young people, it's not because you chant battle cry. It's not because you are all behind the party, you are on the party grounds. All true. That means it is a mandate, it is a force that they gave you to know the job is available for people who are prepared. Yeah, so you're learning today. So listen to Tifa. Yeah, listen to Tifa and learn for yourself. The lines are open 0887 105 105 0778 665 073.
President, for me, I'm not usually party nation, right? But this government, as long as I'm a local man, I'm from local country, I'm a citizen. And I'm part of this government, I like for the rest of the state. So put this government, I support the president and his agenda. So I was Thomas Fowler was saw a few months ago, and Tifa, the message is one local now. We're moving in one direction. We are moving in one direction, except for one of the police regard, we should not move in one direction. Because I was following the water, I was following the river, right? So I know the pictures are out there. So you didn't tell me about the pictures are on the creek. So I was born under that creek, right? Yes. So you bring that argument with the something later. I was following the creek, I know the pictures are on the creek. And for this purpose, we are discussing the local country, the unity of local, moving in one direction with the source. Because we believe our country, the president said, Mr. President, for me, I'm not usually party man, right? But this government, as long as I'm a local man, I'm from local country, I'm a citizen. And I'm part of this government, I like for the rest of the state. So put this government, I support the president and his agenda. So I was Thomas Fowler was saw a few months ago, and Tifa, the message is one local now. We're moving in one direction. We are moving in one direction, except for one of the police regard, we should not move in one direction. Because I was following the water, I was following the river, right? So I know the pictures are out there. So you didn't tell me about the pictures are on the creek. So I was born under that creek, right? Yes. So you won't bring that argument with the something later. I was following the creek, I know the pictures are on the creek. And for this purpose, we are discussing the local country, the unity of local, moving in one direction with the source. Because we believe our country is far beyond time when it comes to development. So for me, I tell people wherever I find myself, development is my format. I like to lead man. And if we say we're supporting his Excellency Joseph Liman, brother, we must start. See the tree has branches. The tree stem has branches. The branches are those that support the tree, the stem. So if our president for local country is the father of the country, we too have our role to play. In the minister, the director, the representative, the deputy speaker, if all of us put support around him, we will go far with the development, right? So that's why I said I will take the lead. so that we can push my nephew, my uncle, so the president said, Mr. President, for me, I'm not usually party man, right? But this government, as long as I'm a local man, I'm from local country, I'm a citizen, and I'm part of this government, and I'm for the rest of the state. I'm supporting the government. I support the president and his agenda. So someone said, Thomas Fowler we saw a few months ago, and the P5, the other message going local is one local now. We're moving in one direction. We are moving in one direction, except for one of the police people, we should not move in one direction. Because I was following the water, I was following the river, right? So I know the pictures are out there. So you can't tell me about the pictures are under the creek. So I was born under that creek, right? Yes. So you won't bring that argument with the something later. I was under the creek, and I know the pictures are under the creek. And for this purpose, we are discussing local country, the unity of local, moving in one direction with the source. Because we believe our country is far beyond time when it comes to development. So for me, I tell people wherever I find myself, the government is my format. I like to lead mine. And if we say we're supporting His Excellency Joseph Imam, we must start. See a tree, the tree has branches. The tree stem has branches. The branches are those that support the tree. Understand? So if our president for local country is the father of the country, we too have our role to play. In the store, the director, the representative, the deputy, if all of us put support around here, we will go forward with the right? So that's why I said I will take the lead.
Oh, yes, I will take the lead. This is the Positive Show, slipping out of time. The lines are open 0887 105 105 0778 665 073. Our numbers to call this morning. What do you make of the statement of my T5? What's your own take? What's your message you got from there? 0887 105 105 0778 665 073 are the numbers to call this morning and form part of the Positive Show right here on Love FM 105.1. Okay, let's get to talk about those things that matters. So like I was saying to you, the young people, and because you're associated with a party, and even some of you who have the credentials, know that not everybody can get on the field at the same time. Yeah, let this be known. Everybody cannot get on the field at the same time. Yes, that's why you have the injury time. You have all the time. The first half, the second half. So while you are on the bench, all you need to do, you need to start to watch the leakages, and then you prepare yourself to fill in that gap. So when you get on the field, when time is right for you to get on the field, you know what to do. You won't be stumbling again. You already know what to do. You will fill in the gap that was created by your predecessors. So don't be sitting there or you be criticizing, oh, the other thing they're doing, and then no. When you are criticizing them, you proffer those recommendations that will bring about transformation. And one person in the opposition that I love to give it up for, he's no other than Mr. Alexander Cummings. He have his own disagreement with the government when the need arises, and where commendation should be, he places it there. That's a trait of a leader. That is a trait of a leader. I must say this without fear nor favor. That's a trait of a leader. Like the issue that has to do with the jet. The president riding private jet and all the stuff like that. Mr. Cummings came up in defense of the president because he know what it entails. He know the risks involved. Huh? So let us stop this too much politics that is actually not making sense. Or because it is not you, so it shouldn't be the other people. Or because the other people did it to you, so you must be able to do the same thing so they get the pinch of what they did to you. Come on, we won't go anywhere further. That's why the last time I frowned at the folks there at the Ministry of Information, Culture, Affairs, and Tourism, especially at Daniel Sando, when he disrespected the political leader of the ANC. So what can he say now with the defense that Mr. Cummings have come in for the president in terms of the jet? So that's why we say to you young people, don't be too overly zealous and allow yourself to be placed under the bus. The time was there for the criticism, and he criticized. And the means were created for him to come in defense or comment. And he have actually played that role. That's a trait of a leader. So what face now do you have to address such an issue? So the only time you can tell me when the man you can insult the man when the man go against what is happening that he feels that is not right. Then you come out and insult him. But when he says something that is in the right direction and is profitable to you and the leadership, then you remain tight-lipped. Come on. So you guys need to be very watchful. How you carry on your utterances and how you approach national issues, because people are looking at you. Ask some of your predecessors who occupied that space. Today, where are they? Where are they? Some of them, they are living out of guilt. Because people who they lash at, people who they say a lot of things about, or a lot of things told, are now the same people who are extending hands to them in the little corners. See it? So the life you live speaks for you. The way you lay your mat is the way you spread your mat is how you're going to lie on it. So you, as young people, if you are opportune to be placed at government positions, add professionalism and take off your political jackets. Because at the final analysis, the reality will show up, and politics will not be the prerequisite to you obtaining a job. It will be based on your competence. It will be based on what you are capable of bringing to the table. So the mentality, some of you, the young people moving around your way, oh, we'll do all the things. We'll battle cry. We'll do this one. We'll do that one. At the end of the day, when we come to power to get a job, you'll be disappointed. Because they will be going after people of competence, not people who are capable of causing noise. Not how strong you were in chunking rap. Not how strong you were in standing in front of the line for demonstration. But what you are able to do when you are afforded a job. What level of transformation you can bring to the table. All right? 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073. A numbers to call. And shortly we'll be winding down the curtains on today's edition of the Positive Show. Indeed, the message have gone across. The one who has ears will hear and will take a new course of action and put themselves at a better position. Develop yourself. The future is there for the prepared ones. Oh, yes, that's what I can say to anybody. No matter how long it takes, when that time is right, God said He will make it happen. So you don't need to join all of the political party. You don't need to join all the kind of society and things before you know that you will get there in life. Wait on God's time. And while waiting on God's time, prepare yourself. Because the future is there for the prepared ones. Prepare yourself in every capacity. You can build yourself. Build yourself. All right? Thanks to all of you who actually viewed and followed the show. We say many thanks to you, John Kesse, Jusu Hassan Jr. from Magibi, Henry Wollowood Johnson, and you, Eric Valentine Pine. We appreciate all of you. And those of you in the radio land who play your listening role, we appreciate you as well. Let's call it a day. Like I will say to you, when the minds are developed, the eyes will appreciate the works of the hands. In union, strong success is sure. With God above, our rights to prove, we over all prevail. With hearts and hands, our country cause defending, we meet the foe with valor unpretending. Two things in this life you always be remembered for: the problems you create and the problems you solve. And you must take responsibility of two things in your life: your fortune and that of your misfortune. My name is Rufus Divine Cannon. I lead and others follow. Voice among equals. Of course, I'm destined for greatness. Do have yourselves a wonderful and God bless day. Follow the rest of our broadcast.